We made it to Thursday. Today's Thursday.
So let's put in the interior back together. The center console situation is being sorted out. We mentioned about the gauge pod already.
My job today is to put the engine bay back so that when we turn the key, it goes ching, 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 whoom, turns on.
And Josue's job is the exact opposite. No, it's the exact same, but for the interior. The very first thing that needs to happen to put all this back together is literally putting the intake manifold on. It's all set up under here. It's all pre-gamed. Everything is all spaghettified and all the stuff it needs to be. Just need to put the intake manifold on. This is the shared vacuum line for the boost, or for the boost gauge and the meth controller, and it needs to go somewhere. Super long, so we're gonna figure out where that's gonna go. So today should be a pretty straightforward day. Pretty easy. All the hard stuff is done. Now we just gotta put it back, get it to turn on, and put it on the dyno. A few quick notes about this install here. I forgot, but the Grady V-mount is not meant for RX8 condenser. So the little duct thing that goes on the other side of this did not clear the line that goes there. So I had to cut a huge chunk out of it, which worked out. I mean, it's it clears. This was already cut and welded off, which is super cool. I don't know if they did that or if you can buy the pipe like that. But all the other ports are capped off because that's all stuff we're not using. Minor detail, I colored in the Grady letters so that it matches the pulley and I guess the hose, and also colored in the truss lettering on that too. So just to give it a little bit of something. And then final look at the black thing that we did where we painted it. As you can see, I mean, unless you're putting your head in the engine bay to look, you're not going to see that at all. Of course, the upper intake manifold is on, obviously. This is back on. The two green solenoids did not work with the rail, so they are just under the manifold. That's the clearance situation there for the AC lines. Not bad, but it is going to be a little annoying, but it's not awful. I got the filters right there. The next thing to go on, I'm going to fill this space right here. And also I noticed these little holes on all the pipes, and I was trying to figure out what is even that. And then it all made sense. I'll bet anything that the powder coaters drilled those holes so that they could hang the pipe. Never ever make an executive decision like that. That is insane to me. But I'm speculating, but I feel like that's the only thing that could be for. What would have been a lot easier, assuming I'm right, because this goes straight through, just stick a piece of wire through here all the way through the front, and then you have a big loop, and you didn't need to drill any holes. And I feel like that would have been way easier than doing that. But I'm not a powder coater, so I don't know. I'm over here speculating. Final steps in here, though, is to put the filters on, put the well, we still got to drill a hole for the nozzle, and we also have to plumb the nozzle so that we can have our spray wherever that's going to end up. I'm not sure yet. And then we got to do an oil change. Interior is all back together, tidied up, vacuumed, cleaned. Everything is all assembled the way it should be. But interior is nice and clean. It's beautiful, like nothing ever happened.
We finished the car. But once the car was done, well, back up. We primed the oil system. We added a second oil cooler and a bunch of lines and a bunch of other stuff. New filter too. So we primed the oil system. And as I was priming it and cranking it, suddenly it stopped on its own. Basically a repeat. I'll just save you the story. It's a repeat of what happened with the Z. All the evidence was there for what the obvious situation was, but I looked right past it and troubleshot anyway. Found it in the end, but in a much crazier roundabout kind of way. The main fuse popped, the 120 amp, it popped. Replaced it, and then it started working again. So that took a lot of time. Outside of that, we've been doing finishing touches. The fans are wired in, so those are wired in. Coolant is being put, the coolant's in it now. We did the oil change already. Power steering fluid has been added. Not under tray, but the things under the oil coolers are on. See, the wheel is on. Fender liner is back on. All that stuff. Everything is back together. Just going over our work, making sure that we didn't miss anything, making sure it's all as it should be and stuff. So it came out very nice. Everything is nice and tidy and neat. It's V-mounting super hard right now. It's only been on for maybe like 8 seconds total. I just wanted to make sure I did everything right, just so people know. These little badges here, you have to assemble these. It's a metal plate and this is a sticker, and you have to center it in real nice. And the metal plate is smaller than the sticker, so it's annoying, but you have to assemble that yourself. But there it is. V-mounted up, the black and blue theme in the white car. And we did a little more housekeeping. All this is a lot cleaner than it was by quite a bit. It actually made a really big difference in how much nicer it is. So coolant is going in. All this stuff is on. Everything is together. One of the things about the AC line kit I don't like is this is basically the only path it can take that's reasonable. And when taking that path, it rests right on the steering shaft. So to not have it be like that, I had to do this, which it's just anchoring them away. I hate it, but it's the only option. The next step now is just literally just to run it. Let it get up to temp, get the idle dialed in, get everything dialed in so that we can pull it out from here, take it next door and put it on the dyno. Ideally, we're gonna do that tonight. We still have quite a bit of time actually. So tomorrow, right on schedule, dyno all day. And also clean up, because we have a mountain of boxes here that need to disappear. We have stuff here, stuff there, over here, there, everywhere. All of it needs to be tidied up and cleaned. We've been working super hard for a whole 4 days. But that's what happens when you're focused and you're locked in, as they say. The youth. The youth. Things that they say. I'm up on things. I'm cool. I got the slang down. Roblox. We've now entered everyone's favorite part. Tuning. So I already went through and set all of the base settings in here. Every time I think I want to record this stuff, it always goes poorly. I record it poorly, I talk poorly, I do everything poorly, so I don't try anymore. But something I want to show with 601, version 601, which is what this is, it shows you your milliseconds now. You can't change the milliseconds independent of the degrees, but I mean you can see them now. So this is the latest version of FC Edit. This is the version that you need for certain versions of the Power FC. If you need it, it's available on our website. There's some instructions in there on how to actually get it. If you try to change the milliseconds, it'll change the degrees. So we'll change that to a 5, change the degrees. And then if you try to change this by itself, change the milliseconds. So you can't, it's just a visual aid. So base settings are in. I already got it idling. Ooh, psych. See, turn the camera off, everything works. So his tach is a little bit off. Right now it's reading like 1100, but according to Power FC, we're right at 1000. So it reads just a hair high, which is fine. It doesn't matter. So I need to make sure that all this stuff is correct, because I know that these settings are not right. And I also know that, because to get it to start, what I had to do was turn the cranking milliseconds up to 30 for the plus 50 range, which is way too much. So definitely got a lot of tuning to do, a lot of back and forth, so on and so forth. All big, boring stuff. You guys don't need to worry about that. This on overnight. Ideally this will be somewhere down there.
Should we fill it up a little bit more?
Oh, that's fine. White FD is in the way of the dyno right now. So tomorrow on the dyno, boom, it's Thursday night. At the end of the night, you see the doors closed. We hit the target way deeper into the day than I thought we would, but we still hit the target. We hit the target 4 days in a row. It's just dyno, finish it, done.
We're gonna make use of the extra time, if you want to call it that, and make progress on the IS. The brake line hose situation showed up here. So this is soft brake line that you can clamp. So Josue's gonna work on this tomorrow. He's gonna get the brake line situation sorted out. He's gonna get some other stuff sorted out. Basically just make a huge leap in progress for this. Ideally, it'll be to the point where all that needs to happen is put the ECU in and tune it.
We have one more day left, and then it's 2026. So we have to utilize our time accordingly, because once January hits, we are going to hit the ground really hard, and we have a lot to do. A lot. And basically, once we hit January, it's going to be July. So we're moving pretty quick, and we don't want to bring any nonsense with us into the new year. The best we can, anyway. So we have a long Friday tomorrow before we start our long break. We're really earning this time off. But such a sense of accomplishment. For some of us, it is. It's going to feel really good to not be at work for 2 weeks, knowing that you worked for 2 weeks in 1 week. But we'll see you guys tomorrow for the thrilling conclusion of the White FD Super Push and pre-Christmas, pre-New Year's break. See you tomorrow.